welcome back to the channel. This is another episode of my untitled tutorial series. I don't know what we're calling it. I haven't figured it all out or anything. A couple of days ago, I was asked in our Discord, how do I manage my adverts on Twitch, as in the schedule, because I don't do it the way a lot of you do it. I don't automate it. I manually run adverts when I want. The reason I do that is so that I can run the adverts at a time that suits me. It means that I can take a break when I need to. And the reason that I run mid-roll adverts at a time that suits me is to prevent what's called pre-roll adverts. Pre-roll adverts are the adverts that a viewer sees when they come into your stream. Let's say that you've been streaming a while, you want new viewers to come in, they're coming into your channel, they have 20 seconds of adverts. That may be all it takes for them to scroll away to the next person that doesn't have pre-roll adverts. The way I do it is when I first start my stream, I run 3 minutes of adverts. That gives me 60 minutes of pre-roll free viewing. I also start a 1 hour timer. At the end of that 1 hour timer, a sound plays on my stream telling me I need to run a commercial break. Now, I can choose whether I run that commercial break or I can choose to not run that commercial break. Let's say you're playing a game like Minecraft, you're fighting the Ender Dragon, and you've been told, hey, you got to run a commercial break. You know, your viewers are engaged, you're engaged. You don't want your viewers to miss out on that kill. You don't want your viewers to miss out on quality content. So you then just wait and go, right, at the end of this, then I'm going to run a commercial break. When I run the commercial break, another 1 hour timer starts telling me that in another hour, I'm going to have to run another commercial break, and it goes on. I choose when I run my commercials. That way nobody's viewing is interrupted, and it also gives me a chance to take a break every few minutes or every hour for a few minutes. How I do that is using Streamer.bot. Other bots are available, but this is how I do it. And I am going to try to explain to you through the medium of interpretive dance how I do this, and will stick with me, okay? Hopefully you've already downloaded Streamer.bot. If not, go to Streamer.bot, the website, and click the Streamer.bot download link, extract it to a folder, run it, and this is what you'll be presented with. It looks a bit daunting. It looks a bit Windows 95-ish. Let's not worry about that. The very first thing you want to do, though, is you want to connect it to Twitch, your Twitch account. So under platforms, under Twitch, we go over to accounts, this tab right here. We want to click login. When you click login, it'll open up a special link in Twitch that allows your bot to do all of this stuff. This stuff is all, may seem a bit scary, may seem a bit daunting, but it's how the bot can help you with your channel in many different ways. There's all sorts of things in here. Right down at the bottom, we're going to click authorize. Once that's happened, we'll minimize this window again. And that's it. You can see that your channel has been authenticated with Streamer.bot. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to the actions channel. And the first thing I want to show you is the basic process for Streamer.bot. It works using actions, sub-actions, and triggers. So an action is a series of events that happens, a series of sub-actions that happen, and sub-actions can be messages, sounds, text on screen, setting variables. It can get very complicated. And then the trigger is what causes your action to run, what causes your action to do all your sub-actions. So let's start by making a very simple action. We're going to call this one hello. That simple. You're not done. You then want to go and right click on the sub action pane, and we want a message for when someone comes in and says hello. We want a message to appear. So we're going to right click on the pane and we're going to go to Twitch and then down to chat, and we wanted to send a message to the channel whenever someone says !hello. The person that said it is the user, and this is how you have variables. There are certain variables that are built into Streamer.bot. This is the one for the person that triggered the command. If you want to find more variables, go to the Streamer.bot website, click on docs, and you'll find it can be quite complicated. If you need help, jump into our Discord, jtandbex.com/discord. Ask for a bit of help. we're all willing to help. I know quite a bit about Streamer.bot, not a lot, but I can help a bit. So anyway, we've got this %user % says, hello, is it me you're looking for? And then we click OK. What we now need is a trigger. So the trigger, we right click on triggers, we go to core, because this is a core thing. A command is a core event. It's not something that's happening on Twitch. We can look at that in another video. It's not something that happens in OBS or anything like that. It's just a core event. So we go over to core, over to commands, and we want a command to be triggered. There's no commands here at the moment. We want to create the right command. We're going to click, or we're going to type a name for the command. It doesn't need to be the command that you want people to type. It can be a very descriptive name. Down under commands is where you can have, it doesn't need to even be ! hello. It can be hi. It can be bonjour. You can have all of that. Those are all your options there. You can have multiple commands do the exact same thing. Multiple commands in your trigger. You do have a bunch of options here. Let's not worry about any of those. Once again, we're going to cover them maybe in a different video. One thing you're probably going to find quite useful though is a cooldown. So a cooldown means that if someone spams the command, if someone was to type hello, 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 the bot would continue to respond unless there's a cooldown set. And you can choose a cooldown of 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever you want. I normally choose a cooldown of 30 seconds. That means that if someone else was to type hello within the first 30 seconds or within 30 seconds of the command being triggered, it won't fire again. Okay, it won't queue, it won't fire again, it won't do anything. You click OK, you click OK again, and now you can see that this trigger right here is going to fire this action, which then fires these sub actions. And you can add more as well. You can add a whole load of different things. Streamer.bot is another program that's made by the same people who do Streamer.bot, and it can do text to speech. It does take a bit of setup again. Once again, jump into our Discord and we'll be able to help you with that. But yeah, for now, we're just going to have it say user says hello. You can go very quickly to your dashboard at Twitch. Go to your stream manager. In here, you can go to the chat and you go ! Hello. And you can see JT and Bex says hello. There you go. That's the intro to Streamer.bot. That's as good as you're getting. I really don't know if this is going to be any good, people. If you're liking what you're seeing, even if I'm calming you down, if I'm making you feel chill and relaxed, even if you don't want to know about Streamer.bot, but you find that, hey, this video is awesome, leave a like, leave a comment, just whatever. It would be really cool. Next thing we want to do is we want to go into a bit more detail about how I do my adverts. So as I said at the start of the stream, I run an advert and I run a 60-minute timer. There's various ways of doing that. Let's go with creating a simple start of stream action, and in that we're going to have what happens when the stream starts. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go down to Twitch, we're going to get an ad, and we're going to run a commercial, and we want this commercial to be 180 seconds. Okay, click OK. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get it to start a timer. Now, I don't think we actually have any timers, so let's go back up and let's go to settings and let's go to timed actions, and we're going to create our first timer. Right click on a blank area under timed actions and click add, and we're just going to call it add timer. This is in seconds, so a 1 hour timer, if we totally use our mental maths, it's 60 times 60 is 3600. I knew that, of course I knew that. 3600 seconds. So every 3600 seconds this is going to happen. It's also going to stay on for the entire time, and then you click OK. Go back to actions, go to this timer, or go to this the sub action window, go to timers, set timer state, add timer, because it's the only one we've got, click enabled. And that's that. The trigger that we're going to have is down in OBS. Now, we don't have OBS running, we don't have it connected, so let me do that. All right, now that we have OBS connected, let's go to Stream Apps, okay? And what we want to do is we want to add a version of OBS. We're going to just call it default. That's the main one. It's nearly always going to be on your home your host address of 127.0.0.1. It's nearly always going to be this port. We want it to connect on startup. We want it to reconnect if it gets disconnected. When you first add it, you'll go, hey, it's disconnected. What goes? What gives on? What's going on? Can JT learn to speak before the end of this video? What you need to do is turn on WebSocket server settings. Hopefully that's part of OBS. I'm pretty sure this is a generic version of OBS. We want to enable the WebSocket server. I'm turning off authentication. Nobody's getting in my network. No other computers need to access this. I'm not worried about it. Click apply, click OK, and then go back into Streamer.bot. And then what you can do is you can right click here and you can go connect, and you can see that it's connected. All right, back over to triggers, right click, OBS, streaming started. That's your trigger. That's your trigger. So whenever you start streaming, whenever you first hit start streaming on OBS, this action will run, and it will run a 180-second commercial, and it'll start your timer. So that's the first thing. The next thing you want to do is you want to add a command, and you want this command to say, tell me when to run. I don't know if there's a maximum length. Advert. Tell me when to run advert. Okay. The sub action here is I want it to play a sound. So it's a core thing again. We're going down to sounds. We're going to play a sound, and we're going to pick a sound. I have sounds already sorted out here. I use these sounds at the moment. They're from various TV shows. Let's click one and click OK. And what you can do is you can click test. Oh, commercials! And you know you're going to run a commercial. This is going to be triggered by your timer. So up here, click on the core options again, timed actions, and add timer. Click OK. So now, every time that timer triggers, you'll run the commercial. But that's not exactly how I do it, because you may not want to run the commercial straight away. You may want to wait about 5 minutes, but then your timer is going to be off slightly, isn't it? So what we do again is whenever it happens, we tell the timer to stop running. Set timer state, add timer. We've turned it off. So now your ad timer stopped again. Next, we want to run an advert. This is the one. Now I use my Stream Deck to run this, push this particular button. You can have just a command that you or your moderators could type instead, and that's what we're going to set up this time. So run the adverts. All right. When you click OK, we're going to create a sub action, and once again, it's going to go down to Twitch, going to ads, and we're going to run our commercial break of 180 seconds. At the same time, we're also going to restart the timer. So that's a core action, down to timers, set timer state, enabled again. So that means your timer will run, and in an hour after you've run your commercials, it'll tell you you've got to run them again. We want this time, as I say, you can configure this to work on your Stream Deck if you've got one, or any of the other knockoff Stream Decks you have. If you don't got one, make it a command. Make it a command, and we're going to go command triggered. We're going to create a new command, and this one, run the advert, we're going to call it, and simple command, run ad. Okay. What you can then do is, let's put in a little 30-second cooldown as well. You can choose who you want to be able to run the advert. You can make it only yourself, which is a bit complicated, or it can be yourself and your moderators. That's what I'm doing in this case. So over here, the available and allowed people, you are always allowed. You're the owner. You're always allowed. Okay. But what you can do is you can add your entire moderator group here just by double clicking it. And then you and they are the only people allowed to run this command. That would be handy in a case where you're like, kind of moderator run a command while I go and do something. I also set my OBS to flip to a BRB screen during the adverts so that people can see something. You know, maybe if I am actually taking a break, I want to go over to a BRB screen or something like that. That's something you can choose to do automatically. What you do is you right click on OBS, you choose set active scene, and then down here you can see a list of the scenes that you have in your OBS that you can choose to change to when you actually run the advert. I think that's it. I feel like that's it. At the end of the stream, you want to stop your timer again, don't you? You want your timer to stop. You don't want it to be running. Let's say you open up Streamer.bot an hour or 20 minutes before you actually start your stream. Your timer will be running straight away. So your timer will be out of whack then. So you want one at the end. So we're going to call this end of stream. We're going to add the sub action where really all we want to do is change the core timer or the core action of the timer state to disabled again. And the trigger is here under OBS and it's streaming stopped. And click OK. So when your streaming is finally stopped, then the timer will stop running. And when you start streaming the next time, the timer will start again. I hope I've made that clear. I'm not sure if I have, but I hope I have. If you enjoyed what you saw, let me know down in the comments. If you have anything to add, any advice, anything you'd like to see, anything like that, let us know down in the comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as well if you're not already. And then, yeah, next time we'll find something else that I can botch while I record. Take it easy. Have a good one. Bye-bye.